Hi guys, welcome back to the Main Road Expedition. My name is Chris, aka Big Will, and today we have a league game at home against Abbey Hulton United, who are currently sat in a mid-table position, and we follow that up with an FA Vase tie against Baffin's Milton Rovers. We're away from home in that game. It's the fourth round of the FA Vase, and as you can see, it is just starting to get toward the midpoint, I think, of the competition. So hopefully we can continue our good run of form in the competition and get our cup runs continuing. In terms of recent form, we have had a little bit of a blip in the last couple of games. We drew 1-1 with Abbey Hay. We lost 1-0 to Sandbach United, unfortunately, as well. But overall, I'm really happy with the way things are going. It is our first season in charge, of course. Everything has had to literally be bundled into one. And to be quite honest, midway point of the season, we're not looking too bad. We sat in fourth place in the league, and to be honest, we're quite comfortable in fourth place, in my opinion, as well. We're 11 points ahead of Sandbach United at the moment, so if we'd have won that game, obviously would have been a further 3 points clear there. So overall, quite happy with the way things are going. We are 12 points off top spot, Stockport Town. I don't think we're going to be able to catch them, but at one point we were within 6 points of them. The little blip in form that we've had recently has just gradually just moved us out of that slightly. But looking at the way things are, I think there's every likelihood to be positive at the moment. Like I say, form has been quite good. We've built a good team, and speaking of which, we have had to make some transfers as well. We haven't had any further outgoings as of yet, but there are players potentially on their way out of the door. And we have managed to strengthen ourselves a little bit recently with Gary Taylor Fletcher confirming, I think that was confirmed in the last episode. But we managed to bring in Sam Wright, who is a central midfield player, and I think he's quite a very good player for this level, to be honest. He's got good tackling, good passing ability as well, teamwork, work rate, determination, all very good. And his physicals aren't too bad either. And in that ball-winning midfielder role, he can play in defensive midfield with 3.5-star current ability in there, but he's got a 4-star current ability in central midfield with a bit more of a specialised role. Just as a normal central midfield player, he's a 3-star current ability player. He's still one of the better players that we have in that position. He's yet to play since coming in. We have got a couple of players transfer listed. Bradley Lawley looks set to leave the club at the moment. He's not really featured too much. We're trying to get rid of Aidan Fletcher. He has been really poor this season. He just can't even buy a goal at the moment. He's been extremely poor. Our captain, Ross McNabb, he looks set to be leaving the club as well. He's not really featured too much. And I think, to be quite honest, we can do better now that we've started to build our reputation a little bit and do well. More players are starting to look at us and think about joining. Josh Pollard, we've transfer listed largely because of his wage. He's on £90 a week and he's not really featuring, so it is something that we are trying to look at the moment. Our wage budget is stretched pretty thinly at the minute, so it's something that we're going to have to be on point with at the moment. Fletcher, like I say, is transfer listed. Taylor Fletcher's 41. He's just getting his fitness up a little bit. Hannah unfortunately picked up an injury not long ago, so Bangora has been given a little bit of game time. He is only 16, sorry, he's just turned 17. He's actually got a transfer valuation now, the youngster. And with good determination, good teamwork and work rate, his pace isn't great, but he's got good fitness and good finishing ability. He's managed to bag the odd goal for us as well, so hopefully he will be able to develop a little bit with that extra game time. Also, all of our staff at the moment are being linked with moves to other clubs, our assistant manager being one of them. We are looking at a new assistant manager at the moment. Our head of youth development has already left the club. Because of our budgets being the way they are, we've got to be a little bit careful, unfortunately. So we'll just have to wait and see how things go in relation to the staff. Hopefully we can get a good result again today. Like I say, form has been reasonable, but only 2 wins from our last 5 games because of that little blip in the last couple of matches. We do tend to have these little blips where we pick up a draw and then an unfortunate defeat. But overall, I can't complain at all. We're very much secured in our playoff place at the moment. We've just got to maintain the kind of runs of form that we've had so far this season. Hancock's looking to push the ball forward. It's cleared away. Here's Dundas. Now Gwinnett plays it through to Capend here. Potential opportunity here. It's a good strike. It's only just over the crossbar. Um, but striking from that distance, I have every confidence that Eric Edge would be able to deal with that. He's certainly been a good goalkeeper for us. He has been a little bit of a liability at times, but overall, he's had a very good season in goal for us. Whipped in toward the far post, Hancock's managed to clear from Harmon. Dover smashing it from distance off the crossbar. Stanley manages to clear. Here's Luffman. And so far, the team from Abbey is certainly the better side at the moment. Furtado into Noble. Luffman with a tough challenge. Here is Wright. That's a great pass into Lawrence Hammond. And, just off the inside of the post. It didn't quite fall into the back of the net for him. But he's been another player that I've been quite impressed with. He seems to work quite well off that right-hand side. We've tried him up front a couple of times and he's not really looked at it. So I certainly think his position is going to be out wide. Here's Wright with a delivery into the penalty area. We've managed to win the header. And Kurasik in goal for Abbey United, managing to make the claim. He looks to deliver it forward as well, and that's a good kick. Stanley doing well to clear, but Capend picks it up. Despite all the players we had in that area of the pitch there, Capend was certainly very lively to get onto that there. Here is Eric Edge looking to clear it forward. Noble looks to get onto it, but Luffman beats him to it. The clearance is poor though, and Noble knocks it back into Stanley. Bit of a wayward pass there, but Furtado with plenty of time and space just to pick it up. Into Forbes. Now Hammond. Inside to Anderson. Chance to play it forward. Good run there from David Bangura. Needs a little bit of support. Boucher has brought him down though, and it is a penalty kick, and Bangura will take it. His finishing ability is very good. Hopefully he can give us the lead here. Just after the half an hour mark as well. It's a good time to potentially go ahead, but Kurasik saves the penalty. And not the best outcome for Bangura. He is a determined character, luckily, but hopefully it won't affect his confidence too much. Ball played toward the far post from Stanley with the resulting corner. It's cleared away. Here is Anderson. Whips it into the penalty area, and it's fallen for Wright, and the strike was a little bit erratic from him. But he seems to have settled into that midfield quite well so far, Sam Wright. Hopefully he can create something as the game goes on. He's looked quite a creative force so far, but we'll see how things go. It's saying Bangura's not playing well, but obviously he's missed a penalty, which is why he's gone down to a 5.9 now. But overall, I think, to be fair, we've been the better side. We've certainly created more chances, but we do need to be a little bit more on point. I have toyed with the idea of changing the tactical setup for our strikers. Robert Hanna, it works out perfectly for him in the advanced forward role, but for all of the other players that we've tried up front, it's not worked out for them in the advanced forward role. But we'll just have to keep tabs on it and wait and see. Conan Noble's had a poor game incidentally as well, so two of our front three have been poor, and we're going to have to make changes now. Now that the game's moving on a little bit, it's not looking too good. Bangura's on a yellow card as well. Taylor Fletcher will come on for him. We haven't got an option to bring on for Conan Noble, which is a little bit of an oversight. Tom Murray we're going to bring on as well for Tom Ruffer, I think. He's not had a good game, Ruffer. So Murray can come on in there. And I want to get Conan Noble off, to be honest. He's not had a good game at all, but we'll have to leave him on for the time being. We don't need to make too many substitutions, to be fair. Overall, we've not done too badly, but the ball's into the penalty area. It's cleared away from Capend, but it's come for Dover, the left back, and it is well over the crossbar, luckily from our point of view. We're going to demand more. This little blip in form hasn't been ideal, that is for sure. We've certainly deserved to win the game, looking at the number of chances, but we are struggling going forward without that target of Hannah up there at the moment. Ball's just been smashed forward there by Abbey United. Forbes picks it up and plasters it across to Furtado. Looks over the top and there's no one attacking it. Fishman into Cropper. Forbes intercepts the ball before Farmer gets to it, and this is Lawrence Hammond, and it's a great ball over the top. Gary Taylor-Fletcher in behind maybe, couldn't quite get around the goalkeeper though. He should have struck it really. I mean, he's 41, he's got the experience, he should be doing better. He has got a free kick here though. Potential opportunity. Gary Taylor-Fletcher whips in the free kick, and he's hit the crossbar, and Kurisic gets it away. But poor control there from Taylor-Fletcher as well. He's certainly given a good amount of experience to the side, but he's not really looked at it. Kurisic again with a good claim, this time from a corner. He's definitely going to be getting the Man of the Match award today for Abbey United. His delivery forward has gone all the way through to our goalkeeper Eric Edge, and he plays it out into Stanley. Have we got another chance in as Fishman does well to get there ahead of Gary Taylor-Fletcher, and Luffman clears away. Hancock's picks it up again, looking over the top long, and Furtado wins that header, but we're not winning the midfield battle at the moment. Here is Farmer, plays it inside. Hancock's manages to win it. Waldron's missed it, and Gary Taylor-Fletcher has scored, and 85 minutes gone. We finally have the goal we deserve. It's a good finish from the experienced Gary Taylor-Fletcher. Like I say, he's played at every level of the English game, Premier League, Championship, and so on. And that experience has been invaluable there. He's not very quick. He's got pretty much no pace at all now. But he did well enough to get in behind Waldron, and he finished emphatically. 9 shots on target, and he's taken his 85 minutes to finally break that deadlock. And that is going to be a big 3 points for us as we go into the end of added time. Big 3 points. We've managed to get the goal. Obviously, Robert Hannah has been our goal-scoring threat this season. But without him in the side, we have struggled a little bit. I have toyed with the idea of trying to get another striker in. But it has been a bit difficult. Obviously, financially, we've had to really be very careful. We've had to strengthen the midfield as well. It was the weak point of the squad, in my opinion. And we've managed to do that now. But at the same time, we're trying to offload players just to balance things out a bit. And hopefully it will happen eventually. Pollard, I want to get rid of because of the amount of money he's on. No one's interested in him. And Fletcher, of course, isn't in any kind of form at all. So he's not getting any interest either. But we're still within budgets. The club isn't doing great financially. I'm not entirely sure how it's going to work in that manner, whether we will be able to stay afloat or whatever. We were linked with a takeover earlier in the season. Nothing came of it. So we'll just have to wait and see. But these cup competitions are certainly being a saviour at the moment. We've probably made about £5,000–6,000 so far in match fees alone through constantly getting through into the next rounds of both of the cups, because obviously the First Division Cup is also holding some good financial backing at the moment. So with 13 points clear of 6th place Campbell Laird, and I think, to be honest, the playoff place is looking quite secure now. We've just got to keep doing what we're doing. There's 14 games left in our campaign. Obviously, other teams have got a game in hand, etc. But if we can carry on doing what we're doing, there's no reason why we can't potentially even get promoted via the playoffs. We've been in good form. We've beaten the teams in and around us as well this season at times. Obviously, at the start of the season, we were a little bit erratic, but so far, certainly can't complain. We've actually got a week to go before the FA Vase game, so I'll just get through that. We'll come back and hopefully we can continue our cup run so far. Okay then, here we go for the FA Vase game against Baffin's Milton Rovers. I'm not entirely sure whether we're favourites or not, but we've got to work hard regardless, and hopefully we can do the damage and make our way through to the next round. Robert Hannah is fit enough to play. He said about 45 minutes on the recommendations, so he is going to start today on that left-hand side. He has scored from there a couple of times before, but we'll just have to wait and see how he gets on. Fitness-wise, obviously, he is a bit of a concern. We haven't actually got anyone for the left-hand side on the bench, in fact. So, I mean, Noble is fully fit. So why he's not featuring, I'm not entirely sure, but he can come onto the bench. That is for sure. and we'll probably take Hancock's off the bench and have him there just in case anything happens with Hannah. We've got Gary Taylor, Fletcher and Bangor on the bench as well, so going forward we should be well covered anyway. The midfield three of Murray, Bromley and Wright should be strong enough to deal with this game, and the only slight disadvantage, of course, is we are away from home, and you never know how these things might turn out. We are favourites for it, so let's see what we can do. Like I say, these cup runs have been very important financially as well. It is something that we need to certainly be aware of, because financially we are in dire straits, as I mentioned before. So we have really got to take every opportunity that we can to get money through into the bank. Early stages of signify it's probably going to be a very close game. Possession is very even. There's not been hardly any attempts at goal. We've had one attempt, not on target. But if we're strong favourites, obviously we need to keep the side quite well encouraged as such. We need to make sure that they're fully focused and not complacent, as Stanley does well to play the ball down the left-hand side to Hannah. Hammond does well to win it, and he's found Wright here, and there is support, and Joe Collins is in, and Joe Collins in off the inside of the post. He's had a good run of form recently as well. He bagged a hat-trick not long ago in one of the league games, and that is a very good finish, and we do have our lead. It's the first proper attempt from either side. Wright playing it through to him for the assist, and a very well worked goal really. It was a bit awkward for Hammond up front, but he managed to win the header luckily, and we were able to punish the opposition. Parrish looking to win that. He does well, but Murray manages to mop up with the challenge. Bromley plays it forward to Hannah, and there is Hammond in behind. He's been tackled well by the goalkeeper, and all of a sudden we seem to have woken up a bit, and we're working a lot harder. Orford though with a corner for the opposition. We managed to get it away, and now Robert Hannah tries to break out. It's a good pass into Joe Collins. The break continues here. We have got support in the centre. Collins could go alone, but he finds Lawrence Hammond, and that is a very calm and collected finish. It's his 6th of the season, and that was a very, very good counter-attacking goal. It's not something we tend to see too often from us, but Collins did extremely good work there, and he cut across the winger that was trying to track him back as well, which meant that the challenge couldn't be made. Lawrence Hammond finishing nicely into the bottom corner, and we look like a very good side here, and we look very good for progressing into the next round as the ball gets swung into the penalty area. Robert Hannah there just clipping the crossbar with an effort, and it remains 2-0. They haven't actually had a single attempt at goal, despite the evenness of the possession so far. We've dominated in terms of chances. In fact, they have just had an opportunity, and they're just growing into the game here. But at 2-0, I do feel quite comfortable. We do seem to do well when we're in front at the moment. Let's hope that run continues. But Parrish is in behind here, and it's a very good effort. And he could have brought them back into it there. Fortunately for us, it went over the bar. But so far, for the most part, so good. A little bit of a lapse in concentration defensively toward the end of the first half, but I'm quite happy with the performance. Make sure the lads stay focused in the second half. It doesn't matter that we're favourites. Anything can happen in cup competitions. Here is Orford playing the ball into the penalty area. We just about managed to get it clear, and Sanders picks it up. Robert Hannah has managed to continue a little bit into this second half as well, fitness-wise. He was recommended only for 45 minutes, but he's done quite well so far. And in terms of his actual match fitness, yes, he's a bit less than the rest of the team, but he is a key player for us. So if we can keep him on as long as we can, it will be ideal for him to build up fitness as well as from our point of view. Gillespie does well to clear. Bromley's the first to react, and he managed to pick it up, and he plays it forward to Lawrence Hammond. Nothing comes of it though, and we continue to try and keep the opposition at bay. Here is Gertine, plays it inside to Saidi. Now Orford again. Saidi looking over the top for Stocking, and he's done well to beat Stanley to, and in fact he's beaten Stanley with ease, and I don't know if Edge made the save there. I think he did. It was a vital touch, because otherwise it would have certainly been a goal there. We're going to just focus the boys up a little bit. The opposition certainly have gained a little bit more of an insight in this second half. Hannah's still on the pitch. He's still doing well fitness-wise, and he's played nearly an hour now. Here is Simmons, plays it back to Eric Edge, and he just smashes it forward. And Robert Hannah has managed to get onto it here. He has got support. Can he get a goal here? He did well. Couldn't quite get the finish. Brembridge with a comfortable save. It was a very good breakaway again. And he's just dropped on down there with the fitness. So we are now going to bring him off. There's no point in risking him any more than we have to. At the end of the day, we are leading by 2-0. We're going to bring David Bangor on for some more game time as well. Lawrence Hammond has done his job getting the goal. And been one or two poor performances. Stanley in particular hasn't done particularly well recently. But I think we're going to bring Chris Anderson on just to shore up that midfield for Robbie Bromley, who is our new captain, by the way, following the departure of McNabb. With 25 minutes to go, substitutions made, I think we should be okay. Joe Stanley's potentially picked up a pulled hamstring injury here. We can't actually take him off. Well, we can take him off, but it would leave us short at the back. We may do that momentarily. Brembridge playing it forward. Here's Collins, wins the header. Sanders to Stanbridge. Now Shipperley. Looking over the top, Gillespie clears away from Parrish, and Simmons knocks it down for Murray. Now Anderson into Oliver. Simmons into Collins. Plays it over the top, and Bangora could be in behind here. And it's poor from the goalkeeper. Bangora with the goal. It's 3-0. And I think, to be honest, now we will take off Stanley. There's no point in risking him further. And very, very well played down that right-hand side. Bangora lofting it over the keeper a little bit. Job done. And again, we are progressing in the cup. Really enjoying these cup runs at the moment. We are going to take Stanley off now. There's no point in risking him. Like I say, he is our only left back, so we've got to be a little bit careful. It is going to leave us a little bit lopsided and vulnerable at the back, but we need to keep him rested as much as we can. Parrish there with the effort again. It came down our left-hand side, that chance for them, but at 3-0 we are comfortable, and Parrish, fortunately for us, didn't get the finish. If he did, every potential that they could have got back into the game a bit more, but Joe Collins, certainly the man of the match performance, a goal and 2 assists for him. Murray's okay. Tom Murray's been sent off. We're now down to 9 men, which is a little bit ridiculous. Why he's gone and done that is beyond me, but there's no point in us making any changes. Lewis there at the far post with a good finish from the set piece, but there's only a minute and a half left, and the job has been done. That red card is not ideal, but we're through and we're sorted. So that is good stuff. We'll have to see what happens with Joe Stanley. If it's it looked like it was just like a slight knock, but he is our only left back, like I say, and it is a position that we have struggled to try and find cover in. And in terms of finances at the minute, I don't know if we can afford another left back. We are trying to get rid of players, as I mentioned before. If we can get another left back in, great. If not, we're going to have to see what we can do with what we've got. But we will have to wait and see. It'll take a second to process this, obviously. With it being in the cup competition, it will take a little bit of time just to go through. But overall, despite the red card and obviously that injury knock to Stanley, we've not done too bad today. A 3-1 win. Collins certainly proving his worth once again. He's really picked up on his form recently. And Bangora off the bench with a goal for the 17-year-old. Again, certainly can't complain. And most importantly, Robert Hannah getting some more game time under his belt following his injury. Played for about an hour, which was a little bit more than we intended, but it certainly worked out well where he's concerned. So we'll just have a quick look here. 2 to 4 weeks. We're going to have to get another left back, aren't we? We've received nearly £2,000 for that win, so that's a good bit of money in the bank. Yes, we're going to be struggling a little bit. Going to find you. We're going to peel. I think, to be honest, I mean, you look at the finances. That money coming in is great, but at the same time, we're £28,000 in debt, and we're pretty much much maxed out on wage budget. We've got about 60 quid that we can spend per week. And like I say, we want to offload one or two other players. Aidan Fletcher is wanted by a club, so we're gonna try and offer him out again. Hopefully, we can get someone in for him because he's been shocking for us. To be honest, he's not settled at all. And we'll have to see how things go from there. In terms of the schedule going forward, obviously we've got cup ties coming up and etc. We've got a First Division Cup and FA Vase there, but I think, to be honest, we need to do some league games in the next episode. So what we'll probably do, we've got 3 league games there, then we've got the 2 cup games, but then we've got a run of 3 extremely tough league games: Cheadle Town, Cheadle Heath, and Stockport Town. I mean, Cheadle Heath are just behind us with 7 points. Cheadle Town and Stockport Town are 2 of the top 3. So I think, to be honest, oh, okay. So the Cheadle Town fixture will get moved because the FA Vase game is when that's supposed to be. So it'll probably be Stockport Town and Cheadle Heath. But we'll see when the Cheadle Town fixture gets moved. But Stockport Town is a definite probably, and then we'll see what happens after that. So until next time, guys, thank you very much for your support. Please like, subscribe to the channel. It is all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. This is Big Will, signing away.